Welcome back to Capital Clarity Hub, making money simple. Are you quietly leaving hundreds of pounds on the table every year just because of how your payslip is set up? This is educational content only, not financial advice. Consult a qualified financial advisor before making investment decisions. Are you quietly leaving hundreds of pounds on the table every year just because of how your payslip is set up? Most people are. If you earn between £30,000 and £60,000, understanding salary sacrifice could literally boost your take-home pay and your pension at the same time. You're watching Capital Clarity Hub, making money simple. This is educational content only, not financial advice. Speak to a qualified advisor before making decisions. This is where most people feel like the system is stacked against them. Meet Malik, a 35-year-old marketing executive earning £40,000 a year. After tax and national insurance, his take-home pay is about £2,600 a month. His rent is £1,200, bills are £300, food and transport cost around £400, and he tries to put £300 into savings. That leaves roughly £700 a month for everything else: clothes, birthdays, emergencies, a bit of fun. On paper, Malik is doing fine. But here's the part nobody explains, because he never looked at salary sacrifice. He's paying more tax and NI than he needs to and building a smaller pension than he could. Over a year, he's effectively throwing away around £450 in potential benefit and missing out on thousands in long-term pension growth. He feels cheated when colleagues talk about free money from their employer, and he has no idea what they mean. If you recognise that frustration, you're not alone. Let's finally break down how salary sacrifice really works using simple numbers you can check against your own payslip. Here's something most people never hear clearly. Salary sacrifice is just a deal between you and your employer to give up a slice of your salary in exchange for a benefit, like extra pension contributions. You are not working for free, you're reshaping how the money flows so you keep more after tax. Let's use Malik. On £40,000 a year, his gross monthly pay is about £3,333. Without salary sacrifice, he might contribute, say, 5% to his pension from his net pay, and his employer adds 5% from their side. That means he is taxed and pays national insurance on the full £40,000 before anything goes into his pension. Now watch what happens with salary sacrifice. Malik agrees to sacrifice £200 of his gross monthly salary into his pension. On paper, his salary for tax and NI becomes £3,133 a month instead of £3,333. He still gets the pension money, but now he pays tax and national insurance on £200 less every month. If his combined tax and NI rate on that slice is, say, 32%, then on that £200 he saves around £64 in tax and NI. So £200 goes into his pension, but only about £136 has really left his pocket. That's the shock most people miss. Structured properly, salary sacrifice can mean more going into your pension than the amount you actually feel as a reduction. Here's the part nobody tells you. Some employers also pass on part of their own national insurance savings into your pension too. If Malik's employer adds even an extra £20, £30 a month from their NI saving, his £136 felt cost might turn into £220 or more going into his pension. That's genuine free money. Of course, rules differ by company and by scheme, and tax rules can change. You must always check your own scheme documents and current government guidance. But the core ideas stay the same. Lower taxable pay, lower NI, potentially higher pension contributions, and all from the same headline salary. So why should you care about this now, not in 10 years? Because the cost of doing nothing quietly grows every single month. If Malik never uses salary sacrifice over the next 5 years, he could easily miss out on more than £2,000 in tax and NI savings and tens of thousands in extra pension growth. That is money he could have used to clear other debts faster, build a proper emergency fund, or bring his planned retirement date closer. What if you wait too long? Imagine waking up at 55 and realizing you spent decades paying full tax and NI when you didn't need to, and your pension pot is £30,000 or £40,000 smaller than it might have been. That is the kind of gap you cannot patch overnight. The emotional payoff of getting this right is huge. Instead of feeling like your payslip is a mystery, you know exactly why each deduction is there and what it buys you. You move from feeling like the system is cheating you to calmly using the rules in your favour. That is the real power of understanding salary sacrifice, and not a clever trick, but a sense of control over your future. Here are the exact moves to make this real using simple checks you can do this week. First, check your pay slip. Look for any line mentioning salary sacrifice, sacrificed pension, or similar. If there's nothing, you're probably not using it. Note your gross pay, your pension contribution, your employer's contribution, tax, and national insurance. Second, ask HR or your payroll team if a pension salary sacrifice scheme exists. Some employers don't shout about it. Ask 3 direct questions. Do you offer salary sacrifice for pensions? Do you pass any of your NI saving into my pension? What happens if I join or increase my contribution? Third, run some simple numbers. Use your current salary and a calculator to compare 2 scenarios. With and without sacrificing, for example, £50, £100 or £200 a month. Focus on 3 figures: your new take-home pay, the total going into your pension, and how much of that is effectively free from tax and NI savings or employer top-ups. If all you can spare is £30 a month, start there. The point is to start intentionally, not randomly. Fourth, think about the trade-offs. Salary sacrifice can slightly reduce things like statutory maternity pay or the amount you can borrow on a mortgage, because lenders often look at your post-sacrifice salary. For many people, the benefits still outweigh the downsides, but it's important to check how this fits your plans. Fifth, once you're clear, decide on a contribution level that still leaves you comfortable month to month. Do a 3-month test. Pick a level, live with the new take-home pay, and review. Quick pause. When this video ends, open your latest payslip and see if there is any sign of salary sacrifice. Comment savings if you want a step-by-step checklist you can run through in under 10 minutes. Let's clear up a few myths that quietly stop people acting. Myth 1. Salary sacrifice is only for high earners. Not true. If you're around that £30,000 to £60,000 range, it can still help. Myth 2. It always slashes your take-home pay. In reality, tax and NI savings often soften the impact. Myth 3. It's dangerous or dodgy. In most workplaces, it's a standard HMRC-approved way of structuring pay, but you must always read your own scheme rules and, if needed, get professional advice. Myth 4. It's too complicated to bother with. Once you've seen your own numbers laid out, it's much simpler than it sounds. What's the biggest thing that still worries you about salary sacrifice? Drop it in the comments. But the big idea is simple. Salary sacrifice is not about losing pay. It's about reshaping your pay slip so more of your money goes where you actually want it, into your future, not just into tax and NI. When you understand the thresholds, the trade-offs, and your own numbers, you stop guessing and start making deliberate choices with every pound you earn. If you want more breakdowns like this, subscribe and let me know which savings product or pension topic you want next. Don't forget to grab the Capital Clarity checklist in the description for deeper tips. Comment savings if you'd like that quick step-by-step salary sacrifice checklist. This is Capital Clarity Hub, making money simple.